Um, how does living in LA feel? Is it isolated or do you feel welcomed as part of the community there? Madhu, you can go first.
Yeah, I really like this question because I love to talk about how LA was so much like Bangalore for me. I think the first thing that really checked was weather. It was great. It was not too different from Bangalore, just a little hotter, yes, and a little colder, yes. But otherwise, I think LA had great weather. And the other awesome thing about LA was, at least if you live close to campus, the roads are great. The streets sort of don't make you feel out of place at all. The, and I had always heard about how in the US it's just so much quieter, and like how you're going to get used to that way of life. I never experienced that because LA has a huge amount of traffic, no different from Bangalore. And I really used to enjoy like the whole walk from apartment to school, like and every morning or like every whenever. And I really like how so yeah, one thing is there are a lot of people from the Indian community. USC has a lot of admits from India, so you do see like familiar faces every time around. And also I think streets are pretty nice. It's mostly students in the area, but you also see some other people, and I've always met quite like friendly people. There are also great shopping areas like for groceries and daily needs close by to campus. USC Village is one such awesome place which opened up just the year that I joined. So yeah, I thought of LA and USC as very colorful and very lively.
I lived in LA for about 18 years, and I can tell you that the people, not just the Indian community, but the entire USC community, are super welcoming and super friendly. California, in general, I think people tend to be very, very friendly. So USC would be a place where you would feel at home. Ayush, you want to say something about this?
So one thing, 100% I agree. It is exactly similar to life in Bangalore. Uh, I mean, when I came here, I didn't feel that I'm coming to a new place, to be honest, because I've lived in Bangalore for quite a good amount of time. The weather is far better as compared to India. The weather is really nice. It is a bit sunny during summer and cold during winter, but not extremes like we have in New York or Northern California. And people are welcoming. If you go and talk to them, nobody will be. There is no racism or there is no problem and such of that sort.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, you can follow my channel for more videos on how future life is.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to, there was one question about the lease that I didn't ask, and I want to go back to that. That is, when does the lease period start?
So generally it is 12 months, and it is usually from fall to fall. But you also have leases from spring to spring as well, because people mainly
So,
come in
so
fall
in
and
the
spring.
month of August, for example, when does that start?
So what I have taken generally right now, and what I've heard my friends take up, is from 1st August to next 2022 July end. Yeah. And there was a question in the chat that what should I sign a 12-month lease in advance? Then definitely there is no problem, because you will get a sublease option. You can lease out the place to someone else if required.
Okay.
So there may also be some units which are available around last week of July. So it depends on the specific apartment and the specific unit you're looking to lease out. Given that we like students may have to get there and then quarantine for about a 2 week period, you can always talk about starting the lease a little early, probably last week of July or yeah, the third week of July. I think it depends on whether the previous tenants have left. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, the next question is actually, again, a very troubling thing for our students, is that there's a requirement for quarantine when they come to LA. So how is it that students manage the quarantine when they're coming to a new country?
So I'll go with that. So I quarantined in the place where I'm currently staying. So my place was already booked. I just when I landed, I just came to my place and I quarantined for 14 days. The rules keep on changing, so make sure to look at the current latest rules. And if you have a place already available, you can quarantine over there. If you don't have a place, unfortunately, you can stay at your friend's place. People are accommodating, so don't worry about it.
Hmm. Okay. Um, how easy or difficult is it to arrange furniture in an unfurnished apartment?
Yeah,
Ayush?
I can take. Oh,
Okay,
go
yeah,
ahead.
Madhu, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just going to say that it's not all that difficult. If you're buying just the bare basics, so that would be a bed frame, a mattress. Typically, if you can reach out to someone to help you with this, if you can pre-order a mattress before you get there, then it'll avoid sleeping on the floor for a couple of days probably. But otherwise, putting up like a bed frame together is not difficult at all. The entire packaging comes with a full-fledged manual and instructions of how to put it together, and it's pretty neat. It's easy. So at the time that I studied, there were also quite a few students who reached out to seniors and bought furniture from them, but I don't think that that's very feasible given the current situation. You might want to go for things sort of firsthand. And another common option that I've seen students going for is beds with bed boxes by some local mattress companies in and around. And that is also quite an easy option.
Okay.
I just add a few more things. So very
Mhm.
important. So when you come to a place which is unfurnished, you don't have lights, you don't have bed. So this might be new to people which don't have fans also at many times. So just to keep the conversation short, I have already have a video with, so it's called episode 2. If you go to my channel, where the people have shared their experience of moving to City Park, which was completely unfurnished. So I mean, what I want to say, it is already discussed over there. So you better watch that video, and you will have understanding of how to find stuff before coming.
What could be the maximum cost of living? Can you give your insights, Akshay? This question is to Ayush, actually.
Sure. So I divide this question into two parts. First is a fixed thing that you have to pay, and second is variable. Fixed will include your rent, electricity bill, gas bill, and those factors. So that you know before you come in here. Okay, let's keep that aside. And coming to variable part is mainly your food, how much you travel, and if you're a person like me, then how much you spend on gadgets. Okay, so that is variable. If you want to understand how much I pay, so in my videos I have my January, February, and I'm putting up March and April, each and everything that I've spent, going from 50 cents to cleaning of my laundry to $100 for my screen. Everything is there in that, so you can check that out. Roughly it goes from 100 to 150 for food if you're not eating too much outside. Like I personally cook, but last month I had ordered a lot because I had exams and I did not have time to cook. So Madhu, is that the case for you also, right? Before that, 100 for food?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, I was someone
Yeah.
who more often cooked at home, at least in my first STEM or so. Yeah.
Okay. So Ayush, if you take your housing, your utilities, your food, how much does it come up to? Approximately.
600, 750, 800, 900 approx, including everything. 600 is
Comfortably
rent.
within 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easily within 1,000. Yes.
Okay. Unless you don't want to share your room. If you don't
No,
want to share your room, that cost
it is
will
with
go
the
up.
it is with a shared room. So if you don't want to share a room, yeah, the cost might double up because the rent double ups.
Yes. Okay. Um, will a part-time job, I mean, this is on-campus job, not part-time job, but will a on-campus job cover your living expenses? Does it do that for you, Ayush?
So it again depends on how many hours you're working. So in a short, you can work for 20 hours per week in fall and spring. You can work for 40 hours in summer. So once I got my on-campus job, earlier it was just for few hours a week. So it was barely covering my food expense. Right now I have two on-campus job, which is covering my 20 hours of a week. So I'm easily able to make up for my rent and I save a few from that. So the next question might be, is it easy to get on-campus job? It is not a cakewalk, but if you're persistent, you definitely get one. I got two on-campus jobs within 3 months, but I was applying daily. Every month I used to sit and apply to different on-campus jobs.
Okay. Madhu, what about you? What was your experience?
So for me, I didn't work until my final semester on campus, so I don't think I'm the best person to answer that. But when I did work on campus, then I can say that it was sufficient to cover for my expenses.
Okay, all right. So how much do groceries actually cost at USC, and are there some good places for affordable grocery shopping? Actually, I'm going to ask Ayush to answer this question because he's done an entire video on that, right?
Yeah, so mainly we have Ralph and okay, if you look for groceries, we have Ralph, you have Trader Joe's, and you have Target. So Ralph is a bit cheaper, then comes Trader Joe's, and then comes Target. But the groceries that you look here, they're a bit different from what you find in India. So you might be a little bit shocked on that. So don't worry. Coming to Indian stuff, like if you want Maggi, if you want your Indian masalas, then we have two options. One is Artesia, that you have to order from a WhatsApp. They will come and give it to you. And second is Manas. So for Manas, I have made a video what each thing cost. So you can look at that. I will put the link in the description. And for groceries, I might do something in summer once I get some time after exams.